So nice to see you all. How are we feeling in studio today? Because I can't hear you guys anymore, sorry. How are we feeling in studio today? Yeah, good, good, good. Okay. We're going to focus tonight on balance, feeling balanced and feeling powerful. We're going to focus on these two aspects, balanced and powerful. So we're going to start actually standing up this evening. So let's come to stand. We'll stand at the front of the mat. We'll stand with the feet together, big toes touching. And actually, I lie. I take that back. Take your feet a little bit wider because I want you to feel really stable. So as wide as your feet need to be so that you feel like you can ground down, okay? And your feet are solid and you don't feel wobbly. You don't feel like you have to move around too much here. You can just kind of settle into this space. And then close your eyes and just notice how you're standing. Just notice, what is your natural stance here? Right? Notice if you're getting any sensation in your knees that doesn't feel so good. You might find that you need to turn your toes in or out a little bit. If your toes are turning in towards each other, you might find a little pressure on the inner knees. If your toes are turning away from each other, you might find a little pressure on the outer knees. So just notice. And then notice if you're getting anything in your low back here, if you're getting any tension, discomfort, or maybe it's none of those things. Maybe it's not a necessarily a negative sensation or anything we would attribute or associate to a negative sensation, but maybe there's just some sensation there. Just gently draw your low belly, so that space between your pubic bone and your navel, draw that back in a little bit. So we're not fully relaxing in the low belly here. We're going to try and create a little bit more length in the low back by just finding a little bit of engagement there in the low belly. And if you just imagine for a moment, visualize your tailbone, the very, very, very bottom of your spine. Visualize your tailbone as it is now. Do you visualize the tailbone facing back behind you a little bit? Maybe you visualize the tailbone facing forward a little bit. Maybe let's turn the tailbone straight down towards the mat. Engage your sides. Notice your arms. Notice how heavy your arms feel. Or maybe they don't feel so heavy because maybe you're active already in your arms. Maybe you're creating some tension without realizing it. So you can just let your fingers dangle by your sides, but maybe just start to turn your palms to face forward to create this really subtle external rotation. You might find that your upper arms start to rotate a little bit out. Maybe that leads up to your shoulders, maybe it doesn't. Just notice. Let's keep the tops of the shoulders dropping down away from the ears. So you notice if you're tensing, if you're lifting your shoulders up towards your ears at all here. And let's see if we can drop them down. And then again, your head, let's visualize the placement of your head. So maybe you're jutting forward a little bit with your chin. Maybe your chin's jutting back a little bit. Maybe your head is hanging forward a little bit. Maybe it's hanging back a little bit. Maybe we find that place that feels really central. And then breathe through your nose. Slow down your breath. And visualize the base of your throat, which is going to be that place where you cough from. If you're not sure, you could cough. See where you feel that? Right at the base of your throat. And then visualize that space as you breathe in and out, as if you're breathing through the base of your throat. And then just see if anything changes there. Maybe the breath feels exactly the same, or maybe it doesn't. We're not going to worry about doing anything a specific way tonight. We're just going to play with different ways that we can practice. So the breath is slow and it's moving through the nose, and you're visualizing the space at the back of the throat. And you're noticing if anything has changed there. Notice the parts of your body that move as you breathe. Do your shoulders rise and fall? Does your chest rise and fall? Does your belly expand? What else do you feel? And bring your hands to your heart. Press your palms together and bow your head. We're going to set an intention for this practice this evening. And the intention is that right here, right now, you are balanced and you are powerful. And that's all you need to know. You don't need to believe it right now, but those are the words. Tonight, our focus, our intention, our mantra is, I am powerful, I am balanced. I am balanced, I am powerful. Bring your head back to center and allow your eyes to blink open, readjust to the room. Let's keep the palms in the heart center, but now let's bring the feet together so that the big toes are touching. Take an inhale here. Take your arms down by your sides and turn your palms to face forward. And then keep your arms facing forward and then start to face them up as you reach your arms wide. Maybe the palms will join, maybe the pads of the fingers. And then as you exhale, bring your hands right back down to your heart. Bow your head again, bringing your chin down to your chest. So stay with the breath. Inhale, arms down, reach up, reach wide. And exhale, palms together, hands to the heart, chin to the chest. And again, inhale, reach up, reach wide. And exhale, palms together, hands to the heart, chin to the chest. One more, inhale, reach up. Exhale, palms together, chin to the chest. Now start to slowly bend your knees a little bit. And we're gonna start to fold. We're gonna come all the way down into a forward fold. Relax your arms down. Now, the feet are together, which is gonna mean this forward fold might feel more intense than other forward folds you've experienced in your time. So bend your knees a little bit here. Let yourself relax into this. If your hands don't touch down, that's cool. You can have opposite elbows already. We're all going to be there in a moment. If your hands are down, that's fine. Shift your weight around a little bit here. Shift it forward, shift it back, play. And see how it feels. See if anything changes when you take your weight back into your heels and you try and fold. Is that going to create some more intensity in the backs of your legs there? Anything you notice? Relax the head. Then shift the weight forward into the fronts of the feet. See if anything changes there. Does it get more intense? Does it get less intense? So just play. Maybe you're going to evenly distribute that weight and press down through the balls of the feet and the heels. Drop the crown of the head down. Feel that. Relax the head. Give it a little shake out. Yes, no. And then start to separate your feet. So your feet are going to go a little bit wider than your hips again. Let your knees soften. Let the crown of your head drop down. Grab onto opposite elbows. And then take a little sway side to side. So stay with that breath that is moving in and out through the nose. And you're still visualizing that space at the base of the throat. And that's going to become more challenging at points. It's going to be less challenging at points. But let's just focus on noticing rather than doing anything right or wrong. And then come back to center. Relax your arms. Walk your feet back together. Big toes touching, soften your knees. And we're gonna roll up. So nice soft knees and a rounded spine. As you rise all the way back up, roll the shoulders back in space, arms by your sides, turn your palms to face forward. Now bring your palms together, hands to your heart, elbows out wide. Shift your weight into your left foot, and we're gonna take the right knee up into the chest. Then we're gonna open the right knee out to the right, and we're gonna place that right foot, bottom of the right foot, on the inside of the left leg. You can go low, you can go high on that leg, but wherever you go, press the right foot into the left leg, press the left leg back into the right foot, so you're active there. You're not just pushing the foot into the leg. Hands to the heart, breathe. And maybe you're noticing a little bit of wobbling on the left foot. Notice where you're going to place your weight to feel more grounded. Is that the front of the foot? Is that the back of the foot? Is that rooting down through all parts of the foot that is touching down? Drop the shoulders down away from the ears, tailbone still facing down, low belly drawing in. Take just one more breath, and then put the right foot down next to the left. Take your arms down by your sides. Take an inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. And then exhale as you press your palms together, soften your knees and fold, coming all the way back down, dropping the crown of the head down. Arms can dangle down. Grab opposite elbows if you want. If you're not that far down, grab the elbows. If you want the hands down for support, keep the hands down for support. And again, shift around, play. Play with where the weight is. And don't ever get stuck. Don't ever let yourself get stuck thinking, but this is where I went last time, and this is where it felt right last time, so that's where it's going to feel right this time. It doesn't work like that. We're always changing. We have this power to adapt, to change, to flow. And then press down through your feet, soften your knees, roll yourself all the way back up to stand. Arms by your sides, little roll of the shoulders back in space. Turn your palms to face forward. Bring your hands back together, palms press. Elbows out wide. Shift the weight into the right foot. Then we take that left foot into tree. And again, we're not just going to place it on the right leg. We're going to place it and press into the right leg. Woo. Press it into the right leg. And then the right leg is going to stand strong, pressing back into the left foot. Open that left knee out wide, hands to the heart, breathe. And again, wobbling on the right foot. Cool. Feeling sturdy? Cool. But play with where the weight needs to be to feel grounded. Strong through the low belly. Tailbone facing down, shoulders down. Another breath. And then release that left foot back down. Now take your feet as wide as your hips. You could even go a little bit wider. Arms by your sides again. Take an inhale, reach your arms all the way up. And then as you exhale, press your palms together, soften your knees as you come back down into your fold. Drop the crown of your head down. Take an inhale here. Rise up halfway. Lengthen into a flat back and straight legs. Slide your hands up your legs as far as is appropriate. And then fold. Drop the crown of the head back down. Play with the weight in the feet. Are you sitting back? Are you sitting forward? Are you rooting down, evenly distributing the weight? Notice. Now look at your left foot. Left foot is nice and parallel to the long edge of your mat there. Look at the left foot and imagine that there's a line from the top of your mat all the way to the back of the mat going straight through the center of that left foot. Okay, then start to bend your knees a little bit here. Step your right foot nice and far back to the back of the mat, but you're going behind your left foot. So you're going onto that line that you just visualized that your left foot is on. So look at your feet. You're lining up your left heel with the arch on your right foot. Your right toes have turned out to the right, but they're not facing towards the back of your mat at all. Okay, deep bend in that left knee and check out that left knee. Is it starting to kind of dip in a little bit there? Let's press down through the bottom of the left foot a lot. Play around with where the weight is and then evenly distribute that weight. Then press down through your legs and we're going to rise up here for warrior two. So reach your arms out wide. The left knee is right over that left ankle, facing out over the middle toe and the third toe. Middle toe? Yeah, middle toe. That is the third toe, that one. Reach your arms out wide, torso nice and upright. So we're not leaning forward over the left leg. We're not leaning back over the right leg. Torso nice and upright. And we've turned the chest out towards the long edge of the mat there. Arms are reaching out. You can reach the fingers away from each other. You can get really active here in your shoulders and your arms by reaching away. Or you can go a little softer, turn the palms to face up, let the elbows bend a little bit and soften the shoulders down. Let your upper up, let the shoulders and the upper arms just get a little bit heavier there. So you decide, see what feels right. Sometimes the shoulder hurts. Sometimes you need to take an arm down. That's cool too. Breathe. Then as you inhale, we're going to take the arms up overhead and we're going to straighten that left leg. Again, join the palms if you can. And then as you exhale, open your arms back out. So you're either going to turn your palms to face down if you've gone for that more active upper body stance, or you're going to go soft and bend the elbows. Inhale, straighten the left leg, reach your arms to the sky. Exhale, bend again, open up for your warrior two. And then do it again. Inhale, straighten the left leg, reach up. And then exhale, bend and open, warrior two. Now, in your warrior two, just widen your stance a tiny, tiny bit, but keep your left knee nice and bent. So make sure you don't take your left knee back behind your left heel. Have it right over your left ankle. So widen the space. You're getting more sensation here. Not for long. Take a deep breath, reach, either soft elbows or reaching the fingertips. Take another breath in. And then as you exhale, bring your hands all the way down, pivot to the ball of the back foot, and we're gonna step forward back to the front of the mat, feet hips distance apart, soften the knees. And play, shift the weight around, see how it feels. Head is heavy and relaxed, crown of the head dropping down. Okay. Then hands come down again. Now visualize that line on your right foot this time, from the front of the mat to the back of the mat, straight through the center of that right foot. Soften the knees, step the left foot now behind the right foot. Go nice and far back on your mat. Then we're lining up the right heel to the left arch. Remember, those left toes have not turned back behind you, right? But they are down, they've opened out a little bit. Deep bend in the right knee. Look at the right knee, check it out. It should be facing right over those toes. Then let's rise up and we'll come up for our warrior two. And again, you decide your arm stance, right? Maybe soften the elbows a little bit. Maybe not. Maybe you're going for a little bit more activity in the shoulders today. So your hips are opening out towards the long edge of your mat. Deep bend in that right knee. Sink a little bit deeper. Toes facing forward. Now inhale, straighten the right leg and bring your arms up. And then exhale, open it back up. And again, inhale, straighten and reach up. And exhale, bend and open. And one more time. Inhale, straighten and reach up. And exhale, bend and open. Okay, so we're back in this warrior two, this powerful, strong warrior. Now make it a little bit more powerful, a little bit stronger by taking your feet a little bit wider. Just scooch them a little bit wider. Keep the deep bend in the right knee, so we're not losing that bend because we won't be here long. Reach either fingertips wide with the shoulders dropping down, or maybe softening the elbows, palms to facing up. Take another breath. And then as you exhale, bring your hands down, pivot to the ball of the back foot and step forward back to the front of the mat. Feet hips distance apart. Soften the knees, or maybe the legs start to get a little bit straighter. That's cool too. Shift the weight around. This time, add in a little bit of a side-to-side movement as you shift the weight around in your feet. See where the sensation goes, if it changes, if it stays the same. Go forward, go backward, go side to side. Let the upper body stay heavy. Again, you can have elbows here. You can let your hands be down. Just let the upper body be heavy. Don't stop yourself from dropping down. You can bend your knees as much as is appropriate. Take one more breath. Okay, now walk your feet back together so the big toes are touching. Soften your knees a little bit more and roll up to stand. Take your arms all the way up to the sky. Reach up. And then palms pressed, hands in the heart. Okay, so shift your weight into your left foot. And we're gonna go back into a balance. So we're gonna take the right foot back into tree pose, standing on the left foot, pushing right foot into the left leg, inside of that left leg, and pressing the left leg back into the right foot. Really open that right knee out wide. Hopefully you're getting some sensation in that outer right hip. If you're not, see if you can open that right knee out to the right even more. Low belly is drawing back, tailbone is facing down, bum is strong, left leg is really strong. Okay, now visualize that line from the front of your mat to the back of your mat, going right through your left foot. Then slowly start to release the right foot, bend the left knee, step the right foot back, warrior two, and then just check out. Did you get in the neighborhood? Doesn't matter, but if you didn't, just fix it. Go left heel to right arch. Reach the arms out in whatever variation feels most appropriate. Sink nice and deep. Now this time we're gonna start with that wider stance. So scooch just a little bit wider. Keep that deep bend in the left knee. Then take an inhale, reach your arms up as you straighten your left leg. And then exhale, open back into your warrior two. And again, inhale, straighten and reach up. Exhale, warrior two. Your powerful warrior. One more. Inhale, straighten and reach up. And then exhale, warrior two. Okay, now take your hands all the way down. Pivot to the ball of the right foot. This time we're gonna step back to downward facing dog. So in your down dog, bring your feet hips distance or maybe a little bit wider. Spread the fingers wide. Press the hands forward into your mat to sit your heels back. Lift your bum up. Go right for a pedal if that's where you need to be right now. And keep those legs nice and straight and still if that's where you need to be right now. And if you don't know where you need to be, try, see how it feels. Just explore. Ears in line with your upper arms. We want to keep the back of the neck nice and long. Another breath there. Okay, now we're going to come forward into plank. Bring your shoulders forward over your wrists. Find your plank, so you might need to scoot your feet back a little bit to find your plank. So now we're going to go a few times from our plank to our down dog, and I don't want you to move your feet if you can. See if you can keep your hands and your feet where they are, and then lift the bum, push it back to down dog, and it might feel like a bit of a wide down dog. That's okay, just play. Then come back, inhale to plank. Shoulders over your wrists, and then exhale, go back, downward facing dog. We're gonna do that 3 more times. Inhale, come to plank. Hug everything up that's facing down. The thighs, the belly, the chest, hug it up. Then exhale, downward facing dog. So you're really strong along the front body. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, press back. We're gonna do it 1 more time. Inhale, come forward. And exhale, press it all the way back. Okay, now let's start to walk the feet forward to the hands. Take your time, tiptoe, take a little walk. We're coming all the way back to the front of the mat. Wind up with your feet hips distance apart. Drop the crown of your head down. Play with the weight, side to side, front to back. You'd be amazed with how much progress we can make, how much we can move forward by exploring and letting what happens happen rather than forcing, rather than trying really hard to make something happen. Come back to center. Bring your feet together, big toes touching. Soften your knees. Roll up to stand. Come all the way back up. Take your arms to the sky. And then hands to the heart, push the palms. Okay, we're going back into tree pose with the left foot coming into tree. So we're standing on the right foot and we're bringing the left foot into tree. Press into the right leg. Press the right leg back to the left foot and really open that left knee out wide. Stay focused on your breath. You are balanced. Now start to visualize that line. Right down the center of the right foot from the front of your mat to the back of your mat. Hold on, we're not going yet. Back, back, back. Another breath. Inhale. Then start to release the left foot, bend into the right knee. Step that left foot back on its line And then open up, arms out wide. Deep bend in that right knee. Remember, we're gonna go a little bit wider. So if you didn't step back a little bit more wider than you're comfortable with, try that now. A little bit wider, arms out wide. Inhale, arms up, right leg straightens. Exhale, open it up. Powerful warrior. And again, inhale. And exhale. And one more time, inhale. And exhale. Take another inhale. And then as you exhale, hands come down, pivot to the ball of the left foot and step back. Downward facing dog. So can you remember how that last down dog felt when we went forward and back into plank? Can you take a tiny bit of a wider down dog this time? Wider than feels maybe normal or natural to you. And then inhale, come forward to plank. See if you wind up in your plank or if you need to scoot your feet back a little bit more. Hug up. Thighs hug up. Belly hugs up. Chest hugs up. Then exhale, push it back, downward facing dog. And again, inhale, come forward. Exhale, go back. We've got 3 more. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, back. Inhale, last 2. Exhale, back. Last one. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, press it back, downward facing dog. Now hang here. Let your heels drop, get into a comfortable down dog. So maybe you want your hands a little bit further back, or maybe you're good where you are. Just see. Sink your heels, maybe play with the weight. Maybe sway the hips. Check in with the breath, in and out through the nose. Visualizing the back of the throat. And then start to slowly walk your feet back to your hands. So you come back to a fold at the front of your mat, feet hips distance apart, and let's drop down into it once again. Maybe the legs are starting to get even straighter. Maybe they're bending a little bit more. Maybe you're just letting yourself explore tonight. Now inhale here, rise up halfway, lengthen, flat back, straight legs. Then exhale, fold back into it. Walk your feet together, big toes touch. Soften the knees a little bit, press down through the feet and round up to stand. Take it nice and slow. Take your arms all the way up to the sky. And then down by your sides. Okay, take an inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, hands to the heart, palms press. Weight goes into your left foot. We go back into our tree pose. Right foot is coming to the inside of the left foot. Right knee goes out wide. Hold and breathe. Now don't go anywhere, just visualize. Visualize the line, visualize where your right foot is gonna land. Then start to release the right foot, bend the left knee, step that right foot back, go far. Scoot your stance a little bit wider. Reach your arms out wide. Inhale, straighten the left leg, reach your arms up. Exhale, powerful warrior. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. One more, inhale. And exhale. Now stay right here as you take your next breath in, and as you exhale, downward facing dog. Hands go down, step it back. And again, we'll go a little bit wide in our down dog. Inhale, come to plank. Squeeze up through the front body. Exhale, push back down dog. 3 times this time. Inhale, come to plank. Exhale, push it back. Inhale, plank. Now stay here in your plank. Bring your knees down to modify your plank. Take your shoulders back so you get broad across your chest. Keep the belly hugging up, thighs hugging up, chest hugging up. Then bend your elbows. Elbows bending back behind you, hugging into the body. Point your toes. Inhale, roll your shoulders back for cobra. You can stay as low as you like. Then exhale, lower. Let's do that again. Inhale, cobra. Press the tops of the feet down. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, cobra. Then as you exhale, lift the hips, tuck the toes, pull it back. Downward facing dog. Let the heels sink, ears in line with the upper arms. Find movement or find stillness, you decide, just play. Let yourself experience all the things. And remember how balanced you are, how powerful you are. Maybe you just didn't notice it. Take another breath and then walk the feet. Little steps forward to our fold with the feet hips distance to start. Drop down. Inhale, rise up halfway, lengthen. Flat back and straight legs. Then exhale, fold again, drop back down. Walk your feet together. Big toes touch, soft knees. Inhale, roll up. Take your arms all the way up to the sky. And then hands to your heart. Okay, shift the weight into the right foot. Take your left foot into your tree pose again. Open the left knee out wide and press. A lot of resistance there between the leg and the foot. Notice the breath. And start to visualize the line, but don't go yet. Inhale as you start to bend the right knee and step the left foot back. Warrior two. Open it up. Nice wide stance here. Go long. And then inhale, straighten your leg reach up. Exhale, bend and open. Inhale, straighten and reach up. Exhale, bend and open. And one more. Inhale. And exhale. Open up. Stay here. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, hands down, step it back. Downward facing dog. Okay, again, a little bit wider in your down dog. And then inhale, come to plank, keeping your hands and your feet where they are, hopefully. If you need to adjust, adjust. Hug up through the front body. Exhale, push it back down dog. Two more. Inhale, come forward. Play around here with how much weight you bring back into the legs. How much sensation you're experiencing. Inhale, come forward to plank last time. Knees down, shoulders plug back, chest forward, and the elbows lower all the way down. Now this time, we're going to take the hands wider than the mat. Bring your feet as wide as your mat. Press down to the tops of the feet. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest. And then exhale, lower back down. And again, inhale, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest. And exhale, lower. And one more, inhale. And exhale. Slide your hands back onto your mat, tuck your toes. Lift the hips, tuck the toes. I already said that. Press it back, downward facing dog. Push forward into the hands, sit back into the heels, breathe. And then slowly, we'll walk the feet up to the hands, coming to forward fold, feet hips distance, drop down, crown of the head drops down. See how it feels. Inhale, rise up halfway, lengthen, flat back, straight legs. Then exhale, fold. Walk your feet together. Drop the crown of the head down low. Now start to bend your knees. And you're going to bend your knees deep so that your bum comes to your heels, and you're going to let your heels lift up there. So you come into a squat. If it's better to bring your knees apart, you can if that feels better for you. Otherwise, your knees are going to stay together. Then we're going to find a balance on the toes here by bringing the hands up into the heart. If you're a bit wobbly today, you can keep one hand down. That's cool. Let's lift the chest. Squeeze the knees in towards each other, elbows out wide, belly strong, breathe. And then slowly, we're going to stay on the balls of the feet, or at least we're going to try to, and we're going to start to come up. Stay on the toes. Lift the heels. Breathe. And then heels down. Take an inhale, reach your arms to the sky. And exhale, fold. Come back down into that fold. Bring your hands down as you bend your knees. Bring your bum back down to your heels. Come back into your balance. Press the palms, lift the chest. Another breath. Now, if your knees are together, you're going to take your knees wide. And if you can stay low in your squat and separate your feet, turning your toes out, and then we wind up in our Malasana. Keep the chest lifting. If your heels aren't down here, that's fine. You can keep your heels up. If they go down, let them go down. Take one more big breath. And then you can let your knees come together and you can put your bum down. If you want hands for that, use hands. If you don't, don't. We're gonna go right away into another balance. So we're gonna keep the feet out in front. We're gonna lift the lower legs so that they're parallel to the mat. And we're gonna take the arms by your sides. Now, turn your palms to face down for this one. Pull the shoulders back, keep the chest lifting. You should feel, just by lifting the chest, you should feel your core engage even more there, okay? Now take an inhale and extend your right leg out. And then as you exhale, come right back up. As you inhale, extend your left leg, maybe lean back a little bit more. And then as you exhale, come back up. As you inhale, right leg, both arms up. As you exhale, back. As you inhale, left leg, both arms, and exhale back. As you inhale, right leg, arms up. One more round, exhale. Inhale, left leg, arms up, and exhale. Grab your knees, wrap your hands around your knees, try not to put your feet down. So you're still balancing there. You can hug your knees in as much as possible there. Hold on to the balance. Keep your chest lifting. Keep squeezing your belly to your thighs. If you're a little bit wobbly, that's cool. It just means you're on your sitting bones, which is where we kind of want to be. And then let's nice and slowly, without banging your head, with control, roll onto your back and hug your knees up into your chest. Give yourself a little rock around there. Side to side. Okay, and then let's release the arms and we'll bring the feet back down to the mat. So we'll bring the feet to the mat with the knees bent, knees facing forward, toes facing forward. And take your arms down by your sides there, palms facing down. And then we'll rock the feet all the way together there so that the big toes are touching. And then take your right leg and extend it up towards the sky. And the right leg doesn't have to be super straight there, but you're gonna extend it as much as feels appropriate for you right now. You can point or you can flex, whatever feels better. Play around. When you're pointing, you're probably getting more sensation on the front of the foot, which might feel really good. When you're flexing, you're probably gonna get some more sensation into the shin and the calf. So you play around there. And then start to press down into your left foot and lift your hips up and press your bottom of your right foot up towards the ceiling. Then inhale, bring the hips back down. Keep inhaling and lower the right leg all the way to hover over the mat. Then as you exhale, lift the right leg back up and push down through the left foot, lift the hips. So inhale, hips come down, right leg lowers to hover. Exhale, right leg lifts, hip lifts. Inhale, hips down, right leg hovers. And exhale, right leg up and lift the hips. One more. Inhale, lower, right leg hovers. Exhale, right leg up, lift the hips. Hold there, breathe. Take a big circle of that right foot. Go a few times in one direction and then switch directions. Don't let the hips drop down. Keep those hips lifting. And then lower all the way down and put the right foot down right next to the left so that the big toes are touching. Extend the left leg up to the sky. Again, point or flex and extend as much as feels appropriate. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, push through that right leg and lift the hips and that left leg. Then as you inhale, lower, and keep inhaling as you lower the left leg to hover. And then as you exhale, lift it up and then push, lift the hips. Inhale, lower the hips, lower the leg. Exhale, lift the leg and push. Inhale, lower the hips, lower the leg. Exhale, lift the leg, push. One more. Inhale, lower the leg. Exhale, lift the leg and push. Now we stay here and we circle that left foot around a few times to the left and a few times to the right. Keep pushing through that right leg. Don't let your hips drop. And then put the left foot down right next to the right. Keep your hips up, keep your hips up, keep your hips up. Press down through your feet. Squeeze your knees together. Take a deep breath. And then as you exhale, lower yourself all the way down. Okay, so scooch your hips over to the right side of your mat, and then bring your knees up into your chest, and then tip the legs over to the left. Take a big wide T shape with the arms, sinking the back of the right shoulder down to the mat. Breathe there. Now let the right side of the body settle here for a few breaths and just notice how this feels. Just notice. Try not to attach meaning or judgment to these thoughts. It's this practice of allowing the thoughts to be thoughts, allowing the feelings to be feelings, knowing that feelings are always changing, as are we. And then bring your knees back to center. We took the hips to the right there, so now we're going to scooch the hips all the way back over to the left. Then bring the knees over to the right and up into the chest. Then let the knees fall to the right and drop the back of the left shoulder to the mat. And again, settle. Just let yourself settle. Another few breaths. And then bring the knees back to center. And you're going to need to bring your hips back to center as well. Bring your feet with your knees still bent as wide as your mat. And just a few times let your knees go side to side. And you can pause if you want to pause at any stage. Just keep your feet wide as they go side to side. So we're not bringing the feet together here. And then when you're ready, you'll come back to center, bring the feet together so the bottoms of the feet come together, the knees open out wide. And bring your hands to rest on your body here. If you're in the studio, it's a little chilly and you want to grab another layer, go ahead and do that. Just gonna turn these heaters, make sure they're on. If you're at home and you want to grab a blanket, or if you want to dim the lights or grab a pillow, if you want to play some music, do whatever is going to set this space up for you. And then when you've noticeably started to settle, when you feel like, yeah, it's time, and extend your legs out, let your feet flop out to the side. Let your thighs roll away from each other. And you can settle because you have cultivated this space of power, this space of balance, this space of freedom. And you've cultivated this space that you need. Whether you realize it or not, that's what you've done. So you just be in your space now. You be in it. And let your breath start to get deeper. And wiggle your fingers and your toes. Take a big stretch if you fancy. And then bend your knees and find your way over onto your side. And when you're ready, find your way to your seat. Bring your hands onto your heart. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Keep your mouth closed and a slow breath out through the nose. Bow your head in balance, in power, in peace, in love, in gratitude. Thanks for sharing. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you guys at home.